What's up, guys? This is GKCookin back with another episode. Today we are going to be making seafood gumbo, Pappadeaux style. Super excited for this one. Lori, gotcha. Also, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button for me, smash that subscribe button for me. It helps me out so much, and let's get this thing rocking and rolling, all right? Let's go. All right, y'all, so first step, I'm gonna go ahead and brown my flour. Right here, I have just an oven-safe tin. I have a cup of all-purpose flour that I'm just gonna go ahead and pour in here like this. The reason why I'm browning it is so that it'll give our gumbo just a really nice, even darker and richer flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my flour in the oven. I have it set at about 415 degrees. We're gonna do it for about 20 to 25 minutes until the flour turns brown. We're gonna throw this in there. So next step, I'm going to go ahead and saute up our vegetables. So what I'm gonna do is I have our pan on about medium-high heat. I'm gonna throw a little oil in the pan as always. You wanna make sure that your veggies aren't sticking. Throw about probably 3 tablespoons here. And then what I'm gonna start out with, the okra is gonna need a little bit longer to cook. I'm actually using frozen okra that I've already thawed out. So go ahead and get those in there. Let these start cooking down. Check those out. Now that our okras have cooked down for about 10 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a whole large onion. Equates to probably about 1.5 cups. Go ahead and throw that in there. 1 cup of bell pepper right there. These are looking really, really good. They're really starting to sweat down. I'm gonna go ahead and add in 1 cup of celery that I chopped up into little tiny pieces, as you can see. I've also got 3 tablespoons of chopped up garlic right here. Go ahead and drop that in there as well. That garlic is super important. We've got to make sure that you have plenty of garlic in this dish. We're gonna go ahead and cover this back up and let it cook for another 10 minutes. All right, guys, let's get this flour out of the oven. Boom. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we want. See how it's nice and brown like that? That brown will turn my frown upside down. I'm so excited for this now. All right, so our veggies are nice and soft at this point. I set them aside, and now we're gonna go ahead and make our roux. First off, I'm gonna start out, I have 4 tablespoons of olive oil that I'm just gonna eyeball in our big pot. And then I have 5 tablespoons of butter that I'm gonna drop in here as well. And the idea is that we're gonna go ahead and melt the butter down. As soon as that's melted, we're gonna slowly start to incorporate our flour and create that roux. As you can see here in our pot, we got a whole bunch of melted butter and oil. I'm gonna slowly start dropping in our flour. So, you wanna use a wooden spoon here. Make sure you're always using wood. We're gonna slowly start incorporating this in, and it's browning up immediately, which is really nice. We got our heat at about medium heat right now. Oh, I made a mess. When am I not making a mess, honestly? We've been stirring up our roux constantly, and as you can see, it is getting really, really dark and really, really thick. What you want from the roux is it to bubble just a little bit, and the thickness that we're looking for is when you can go like this with it, and it kind of sits in that corner. That's exactly what we want, almost like a little ridge. We got our roux nice and thick, just like we want it. So I actually made vegetable stock. I'm gonna go ahead and pour about 1 cup at a time in here. Get that in, and I'm just gonna start mixing this in real slowly. So I'm using 4 cups of vegetable stock. You can actually use chicken stock if you prefer it, but I'm a vegetable stock kind of guy. Go ahead and add a little bit more in here. Woo! I'm gonna do it in 3 increments. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and hit it with our 3rd and final bit of our stock, just like that. Get in on that. It is really looking good now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add in 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire that I'm just gonna eyeball. Perfect. I have 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce here. Gonna pour that in. Let's do 4 sprigs of fresh thyme. I'm just gonna break these in half and just drop those in. And then I have our Austin Beer Works Amber Ale. I'm gonna go ahead and crack this guy. I'm gonna pour this whole thing in here as well. I can get that nice and doused up. So I have our seasonings here. If you wanna check these out, look at that. Right here I have 1.5 tablespoons of paprika. I've got 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. I have 1 teaspoon of Sicilian blend seasoning. And then right here we have 2 tablespoons of our Slap Your Mama seasoning. Dump all of this in, get it nice and incorporated. Make sure you get all that. You don't wanna be missing out on any of those good seasonings. Get that nice and mixed up. You guys had smell-o-vision, you know what I mean? So like I said, we had our vegetables that we cooked up earlier sitting aside. Check those guys out. We're gonna go ahead and dump all of these in as well. So get those poured in real good. Be real careful. This is the good stuff right here. Check this out. We got everything in here now. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go ahead and cap this off. I'm gonna turn it down to low heat. And I'm gonna cook this for about 45 minutes. Then we're gonna come back with our seafood, dump that in right at the end, and we're gonna be ready to serve, all right? All right, guys, so while our gumbo is in the back cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and saute up our shrimp. Right here, I have 4 tablespoons of butter, kind of. Got 4 tablespoons of butter that we got in the pan. I'm gonna go ahead and let that start melting up. And as well, I'm gonna throw in here, I have 1 pound of deveined and deshelled shrimp. So let's go ahead and drop that in as well. We're gonna let these shrimp go ahead and do their thing. We want them to be pink by the time we're done with them. Check these out, look at these things. They're gonna be so good, I'm so excited. I'm gonna go ahead and get this crab meat out of here. So I went ahead and pre-boiled a 1/2 pound of crab right here. For any of you that have never done crab at home before, this top part actually has a lot of the best meat in it, the really good stuff. Just start kind of pulling that out. There's gonna be shell all around it, so just be careful. Go ahead and throw that down right there. See, I got some shell out of there. In between each of these, there's a little bit of shell, so get around that. And just pull that out. Ooh, that's a really good chunk right there, look at that. So with these, you wanna take the joint like this, you wanna pop it, crack this guy off, Mr. Krabs here, and you wanna pull that out. And then get your crackers here. I'm actually gonna crack it open. Got a real nice chunk. Ooh, that's what we come for right there. Boom. Well, let's just keep going on it, huh? All right, y'all, so our shrimp is actually cooked up all the way. They started to shrivel, turn pink. I hit them with a little bit of Sicilian blend and that butter. So we have what came out to be about a cup of fresh crab meat. Check that out. That looks so good. I'm so excited for this. So we're gonna drop that in there just like that. And then we're gonna hit it with this awesome butter and shrimp. And right here I have about a 1/4 cup of parsley, about an 1/8 cup or so of green onions. We're gonna go and drop that in there as well. And we're gonna mix this up good. Oh man. It is finally time for us to go ahead and plate up this delicious seafood gumbo. We're gonna go ahead and just ladle this in our big bowl. Oh, already making a mess, look at that. Get a good amount in here, check this out. Oh my gosh, look how dark and rich that is. This is gonna be so delicious. Make sure you get a lot of that seafood in there. Clean up this edge real quick. Got our rice ball here. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop this right here in the center. Boom, look at that. Green onions. A little bit more of this parsley. And then last but not least, got your crab claw, and we're rocking and rolling, y'all. Look how good that one looks. Funny story, my friend Lori had actually sent me a bowl of Pappadeaux gumbo with the intentions of having me recreate it, dissect it, you know, reverse engineer it and make it my own. So this is my version of the Pappadeaux seafood gumbo with a GKCookin twist right there at the end, you know what I mean? So guys, I know you like this video. Make sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button for me, follow the journey. We're gonna be doing this every week. Next week, I got a crazy one for you coming, so make sure you stay tuned, okay? And as always, y'all, that is a chop. Oh yeah, some good stuff.